The ACCC has found our major supermarkets are some of the most profitable retailers in the world, but no smoking gun, no clear evidence of price gouging. Rises are largely in line with those in other nations. Joining us now is the National Senator Bridget McKenzie. Senator, it's good to have you with us this morning. So we've already heard from the Liberal Party this morning as part of the coalition. What do the Nats make of this report?
Well, again, you've seen a failure by the Labor Party for their nearly 3 years in government to address the rising prices at the checkout and the poor deal that our primary producers are getting from our duopoly of supermarkets. And this is a very flaccid response from Jim Chalmers. We put a very comprehensive plan on the table to address the lack of competition in our supermarket sector. The government failed to pick up on it. And I listened to the Treasurer's commentary with you this morning, Pete. A lot of things going on, a lot of education programs. He's going to work with the states. I can't build a house, and yet somehow they're going to stop Coles and Woolies from gaming the planning system. But I didn't hear the word penalties. I didn't hear any tough measures that are actually going to put a very strong incentive for our supermarkets to behave better. And every time, Pete, this government tries to take action and look strong, they're backing big unions, big business, big government, and on this they've failed because they haven't actually taken a big stick to it.
If the ACCC, though, hasn't found a smoking gun and that they aren't basically doing anything wrong, then what can it do?
Well, you don't need to go very far, but one of the first inquiries I did 14 years ago as a senator was into the dollar milk issue, where our dairy farmers around the country were being ripped off, particularly by Coles, but that was also followed quick smart by Woolies. The reality is the lived experience of customers, where we've seen prices go through the roof over the last 3 years, and we've also seen unfair contractual arrangements with our primary producers, means that the supermarkets are working in concert together, very much like Qantas and Virgin. So whether it's Qantas, whether it's Coles, the Labor Party is always on the side of big business and never on the side of the Australian consumer. And that's why they haven't actually got a big stick in this response to actually say, if you are ripping off customers, ripping off your suppliers, then we have the means available to us to do something serious. I mean, the proposal from the coalition was for up to $2 million in fines to be imposed. That's a serious disincentive. Or again, our divestiture proposal, a serious disincentive to the supermarkets to treat customers and suppliers poorly. So, you know, Pete, I think this once again is the Labor Party backing their mates at the big end of town rather than everyday Australians who are being crippled by, you know, the price rises at the checkout.
Sure. No, I understand the pain. I mean,
Coles hasn't...
Yeah. You can go to...
But they haven't actually raised their...
Sorry, Bridget, you can finish your point.
Yeah, right.
I mean... Sorry, this damn delay. You finish your point. You finish your point.
No. So I guess when we talk about struggling price rises, Jim Chalmers talks about this raft of measures, this, you know, gazillion pages report is going to somehow solve the real problem of checkout prices for the Australian customer. The reality is their economic policies have kept inflation higher for longer than it needed to be, and their energy policies for perishable goods being transported, stored, produced, all mean that prices are going to continue going through the roof. So until Labor addresses the core issue, prices are going to continue to rise, and competition policy is one way to address the rising prices.
I think that's a fair point on energy. I mean, it all comes back to that at the moment. But on that topic of divestiture, the ACCC goes on to say it doesn't actually think that's a good idea. So you're still for it, and what do you make of the ACCC's position on that?
Well, previous commissioners of the ACCC who I've discussed this issue with ad nauseum, including Rob Sims, Professor Fells and others, are all backers of having divestiture type powers available to the Commonwealth to actually break up companies when they are behaving egregiously. We are an economy that tends towards monopolistic behaviour because of our size, but we are also an economy that thrives on small businesses. So we don't want those larger entities in the supermarket sector monstering the small businesses that are supplying them. And we've seen that for decades. And without the big stick, like exists in the USA, the UK, the bastions of free economies have it, we need it here as a measure to really say to these supermarkets, you are unable to treat people egregiously anymore. And right now, Labor's got a lot of, a shopping list of, nice to haves, but they really don't have something in the drawer that's actually going to take a big stick to these companies if they continue to treat small primary producers and processors badly.
Okay. Bridget, appreciate your time as always. Thank you. We'll chat again next week.